guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be testing out a new foundation for Foundation Friday. This is the Bare Minerals BarePRO Performance Wear Liquid Foundation with a broad spectrum SPF 20. So that this foundation said it is flawless, medium to full coverage that lasts all day. It's creamy and blendable texture for a luxurious comfort. It's Stay True mineral pigments designed for all skin types. It's oil-free, hypoallergenic, dermatologist tested, and non-comedogenic. I saw this on Ulta's website about a week ago, so I'm assuming that it is pretty brand new to the market, like fresh to the market. As always, we're going to wear it throughout the day. We're going to do natural light check-ins, and then at the end of the day, I will come back and let you know my final thoughts. So if you're new to my channel, that's kind of how Foundation Fridays run every single week. If you are interested in seeing how this foundation is going to wear, then you're going to want to go ahead and stay tuned. But before I get into that video, I just want to say if you're new to my channel, welcome. Don't forget to subscribe down below. We post 5 videos a week, Monday through Friday, so there's definitely a lot of content and definitely a lot of makeup goodness happening here on this channel. If you're not new to my channel, welcome back. And yeah, you guys, let's go ahead and see how this is going to wear throughout the day. Alright guys, so today we're going to be testing out the Bare Minerals BarePRO Performance Wear Liquid Foundation with broad spectrum SPF 20. And this is a brand new foundation to Bare Minerals and their lineup. This is what the packaging looks like. It is a glass bottle and it does come with a pump. I picked mine up in the shade 06 Cashmere. It does come with 30 different shades and it does retail for $34. It can be purchased from Sephora or Ulta's website, and I'm assuming anywhere that Bare Minerals is sold. So it says that it is a full coverage foundation and it will work for sensitive, normal, dry, combination, and oily. So pretty much this foundation is claiming to work for anybody. Right now on Sephora's website, out of 18 reviews, it does have 4.8 stars, which is pretty good. It says that it is a skin-loving 24-hour breathable full coverage natural matte liquid foundation, and it says that it's available in 30 color true shades. It says BarePRO Performance Wear a Liquid Foundation redefines what long wear means. The skin-loving high-performance formula blurs pores and imperfections while improving your skin's condition. All with a soft-focused natural matte finish with up to 24-hour wear. It works and plays as hard as you do. Just one pump delivers lightweight, oil-free, photo-friendly, full coverage. The formula is powered by a specially developed mineral lock long-wear technology that blends mineral pigments with lipids naturally found in skin to lock in all-day full coverage. Natural bamboo stem extract provides a smooth, soft-focused finish, while papaya enzymes gently improve skin's texture both immediately and over time. This self-setting foundation is transfer-resistant and color-true. Okay, so self-setting makes me think that you do not need a powder. If you are not familiar with Foundation Friday, basically the way the layup works is I do half of my face with a brush and half of my face with a sponge. I have already primed my skin, and today I use the Marc Jacobs Invincible Undercover Perfecting Coconut Face Primer. And I'm using this because it was in my project pan, so I am trying to finish this up. I have been using it again for about a week, and it's a really nice hydrating primer. And of course, I am using my Tarte Clean Slate Timeless Smoothing Primer. I pretty much have been using the crap out of this recently, and I really like this product. So I did put a little bit of, which I have been doing for the past month and a half. I don't know why I haven't mentioned it. Kind of like skin prep, I have been using the Makeup Forever Ultra HD Skin Booster, and I really like this. I meant to put it in a favorites, but I forgot. This is going to be the side we use with the brush. This is going to be the side that we use with the Beauty Blender. And today I will be using my Sigma F80 and the Morphe sponge. I really like this bottle. It kind of reminds me of a MAC foundation a little bit. This is very runny. Usually full coverage foundations aren't so liquidy, so I'll be interested to see how that actually applies on the skin. I took 2 pumps. And I only have about 1 of the pumps on my skin right now. That actually is pretty decent coverage right out of the gate, especially with 1 pump of foundation. As I'm applying it, it doesn't really feel super matte on the skin. It is a little drying around the nose, I will say that. For just 1 pump of foundation, that's pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and take the second pump that I pumped out, and let's layer it up a little bit. That is pretty good coverage, I'm not gonna lie. I have a couple of little red guys down here that a little concealer would probably cover up, but those are pretty raised. But as far as the redness and everything else on my skin, that's pretty good. Blend it really nicely. It has a little bit of tackiness right now, so it hasn't set down. So let's see if it's gonna do what it claims and set itself. I kind of like that. I think it looks really, really nice on the skin. So now we're gonna take 2 more pumps. And we're gonna do the same thing. And I have my dampened Morphe sponge here. Wow, it's blending out super quick with the sponge. Not as much coverage on first application with the sponge, but it did blend out really easily, and the foundation does look a lot softer. Still a lot of redness left in the skin. With the sponge in one pump, it provided more of a light medium. With one pump with the brush, it applied more like a medium, like a true medium. So I'm gonna go ahead and take a little bit more, and we're gonna try to build this up. Gonna work our way out and up. This foundation is nice. I can feel it starting to set on this side a little bit. It does still have a little bit of tackiness to it, but I'm feeling it on the skin a little bit. Nothing like dramatic or like uncomfortable. So what I'm going to do, because I like the way that it looks on the rest of the face, so I'm not going to apply any more anywhere to the rest of my, like the center of my face, but I'm going to take a little bit more in these areas right down here just to see if we can cover up some of this acne right in here. So I'm just going to take 1 more pump, and then we're going to take a brush and we're going to see if we can kind of build it up in the areas where I do have a little bit more redness, to see if we can dull that acne and that redness down a little bit. I think that helped a lot. We're going to take a little bit more right in here. I like this a lot. I think it looks really good on the skin. I think it did provide really good coverage. Of course, on the spots where I had a little bit more raised breakouts, it didn't cover those as well, but when I went in with a little bit more, I think it did a pretty good job. It does not feel heavy, it does not feel overly cakey. It looks like I'm wearing makeup and not like a mask, like not the way, say, like the Kat Von D Lock-It foundation will look, or the Tarte Amazonian Clay foundation will look, like super full coverage and super thick. It doesn't look like that on the skin. I'm so loving this right now. It's a really good color match for me, and I purchased this online. Y'all know how I struggle when I purchase foundations online with color match. This is a really good undertone, a really good color. I'm super into this right now. It does have a little bit of tackiness to it, like a tiny bit, but it has, so I think I would set it a little bit. I don't think I would go in super heavy with powder on this one, but I'm impressed. I like it. Let me go ahead and finish the rest of my makeup off camera. It is currently at 10:31, and I will be back in a little bit. All right, guys, and I am back. It is currently about 11:30, so it's been about an hour since I sat down and did my first check-in. And the first thing I'm noticing as I'm looking into my monitor, I feel like the foundation has gotten a little bit darker. As far as everything else, I do think that everything applied nicely over the foundation. I do think that it has completely set down. I did go in with powder like on my nose and in the perimeter of my face where I do intend to apply like my bronzers, my powders, my contour, and things like that, but I did not apply any powder into the center of my face, like in this area. It has started to dry down a little bit, and I definitely can feel it on my skin slightly, so it doesn't feel as lightweight as it did when I first applied it. Other than that, I do like the foundation. I think that there are certain places right around here it is starting to already crack a little bit. Other than that, I think it looks pretty good. I'm kind of impressed with the foundation right now. The two negative things right now are I do feel like it might have gotten a little, like a pinch darker, and I don't like the way it is feeling on my face right now. But other than that, I do feel like I'm having a pretty good makeup day. I think that everything looks pretty nice. I think my pores look pretty refined. I think everything does look pretty decent on the skin. I was really impressed with the coverage and all that good stuff. Not a whole lot to report. I will say that it was really hard to get it to stay on my nose. So when I went in with like concealer and things like that, I had to put concealer on my nose and kind of blend a little bit of concealer onto my nose, because I noticed that it was kind of like settling into the pores on my nose or something. It looked really, really weird, but once I applied the concealer, I feel like that helped out a little bit. But let me go ahead and zoom in. So here we are a little bit closer up. Not bad, not bad at all. All right, and I will see you back here in a couple of hours. All right, guys, and I am back. It is about 6 o'clock, so it's a little bit later in the day for a check-in, but this is the first time I've had a break from work. And I want to say first, the matte feeling that I said that I was feeling earlier in the day, that is completely gone. I don't feel the foundation on my skin anymore. That might have been the powders from like the bronzer, maybe the highlight and things kind of trying to settle in. I'm not really sure, or maybe it's just the fact that my natural oils have started to come through a little bit, so it doesn't feel so heavy on the skin anymore. I honestly now can't even feel, it doesn't even feel like I have a foundation on. I like the foundation. I do like it a lot. I think that it is very pore refining, and it does make your pores look a little bit smaller, and like I said, a little less visible. It has not settled any more than it had from when I mentioned it this morning, so it pretty much has stayed in place. I haven't noticed any extra creasing, any extra settling, nothing like that. So it's holding up pretty good, and I'm pretty impressed with how it's holding up. So far, I think it's holding up really nicely. I think it's pretty good on the skin. I haven't noticed, I felt like upon first application that it looked like it had gotten a little bit darker, but I think like I'm looking in natural daylight and I don't really notice that. That might have just been my studio lights kind of playing with my eye a little bit. Natural light looks good. It doesn't look like it's oxidized or anything like that. All right, guys, I'll see you back in a couple hours back at home, and I will give you my final thoughts and my review then. All right, guys, and I am back. This is about to be the quickest check-in in like the history of all of my check-ins. It is currently 10:26, so we have this foundation on for a full 12 hours. And as I'm looking into my monitor, I feel like my foundation looks so much darker than the rest of my body. Like how I was saying earlier that it oxidizes. In natural daylight, it didn't. So I don't know if it's the monitor, the camera, I'm not entirely sure, but I feel like I look like jaundice yellow on my face, whereas the rest of my body looks like pink and, you know, not so yellow. It's throwing me off a little bit, I'm not gonna lie. So couple of things really quickly, because it's 10:30 and I'm trying to get this video edited and uploaded within the next 45 minutes. Chances are there probably will not be a Foundation Friday this week. This video is probably going to end up going up next week. But a couple of things, the longer I wear the foundation, the less I like it. As I'm looking at myself in my monitor right now, I like it even less because the coloring just looks so crazy. After I wore it, the more you can see in this area, it's pretty much worn completely off. It has started to settle a lot in places that I don't want it to settle. Like I'm having that I look like 20 years older than I am moment, because things have really gotten crinkly and wrinkly right in this area. It has separated a little interesting because I do make a lot of expressions, and it has gotten really crackly in this area. It's kind of disappeared around my nose. It does look a little bit on the oily side, and I don't know if that is what's making it look like it's oxidized. Like initial application and the first couple of hours, I would have given this about a 4 stars. Now I just don't like it very much on the skin. 12 hours is a really long time to wear a foundation, like a super long time. Let me go ahead and zoom you in so you can kind of see the craziness that is happening on my face right now. So here we are a little bit closer up, and this is the area where I'm always talking about, focus camera, focus. So here we are, where things have kind of rubbed off all in this area. You can kind of see what I was talking about as far as the forehead, how it looks separated. It's kind of missing around, it's missing from right here in my nose area, like it's completely gone. I don't know what happened to it. And then you can see the fine lines and all of that stuff. So it hasn't worn the best. It's definitely not the worst foundation that I've ever worn in my entire life, but it has, the longer you wear it, the worse it gets. And I know that that holds true with pretty much any foundation, but I'm sorry. I feel like I'm still just so heavy into this Laura Mercier foundation. I feel like it's one of the best foundations I've ever put on my skin. And I feel like this foundation, although I've said that I never saw the hype, every day that I have worn this foundation, people have given me compliments and told me how beautiful my makeup looks, and this holds up really well. So I'm feeling different about this foundation again. So going back and forth between this foundation and the Laura Mercier foundation, I'm not loving this. I definitely have had way better skin days. I'll wear it a little bit more and continue to play with it and see how it wears throughout the day. As always, you know, for the first couple of hours, I thought it looked really good on the skin. It had not changed. I got a solid 6 hours, 6.5, 7 hours out of this before things just went super downhill for me, which is kind of usually how it works. After about 8 hours, foundations just, they're the business, like they just fall apart on my skin. Very rarely I'll find a foundation that claims to last all day that actually lasts all day. So there we go. There we go. I know I'm being so quick and so fast, but I really want to try to get this uploaded today. On a 5-star scale, I would give this foundation like 3 stars because it did hold up nicely and I did like the initial application, the initial coverage, the initial wear and all of that good stuff. So I'm losing points because of the end result. And I also feel like I look super oily right now. So, and why do I feel like I look so gosh darn yellow? 3 out of 5 stars. I don't know why I held up the number 4. 3 out of 5 stars. So which is a little bit less than how Sephora has it rated right now, because Sephora has 4.8 stars. So definitely always check out more reviews if you do not have skin tone like mine, more dry combination, super sensitive. And I work in a job where I need stuff to last all day, where I can be at work 10, 11, 12 hours. So I need foundations to hold up really, really well. So that's just my quick little input on this guy. And yeah, thank you so much for watching today. If you did enjoy this video, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below, give it a thumbs up, and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys.